Right, we're on, welcome back. I'm just about to go down to the golf course, make a video, and the video today is going to be all about reducing certain parts of your golf swing to make your golf swing, how would you say, more consistent and stronger at impact. Now that does sound a little bit counterintuitive or far-fetched, taking an element out of your swing to make it more strong or more efficient. It's a strange one. It'll all become clear though when you understand that these moving parts, in which many people, not everybody, but many people have within their golf swing, is actually holding them back. It may look good on video, may look good on photos that your swing's in this position, but if we can take those elements out that are doing no good for your swing whatsoever, they're inefficient, they make face funky at impacts, closed, open. We're going to take these motions out of your golf swing, reduce the action you already create, and we're going to make it stronger and more consistent through actually moving your body less. Because like many things in life, quite often less is more. Right, before we go, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, also hit the bell notification which gives you instant notifications of all my videos, and the thumbs up button, shares it around YouTube. Right, we're at the golf course, we're on the second tee, so I'm going to play the shots off a mat here because I might hit quite a few balls, don't want to ruin the teeing area. We're talking about the wrist today. If you can grasp the feeling of this, if you can get a full sensation of this, you'll understand how strong and how consistent you'll be able to play golf by reducing the amount of motion within your golf swing. I obviously do quite a lot of coaching of the game. And when I'm walking up and down the range bay, I see a lot of people with more movement than required. They have quite a lot of action within their golf swing that's really unnecessary. A lot of moving parts, which is counteractive to what they're trying to do, and it's not really making their golf swing any better. It may look good on camera, but really it's not exactly what is required within their golf swing. Today we're going to talk about the wrists. Now the wrists do a couple of actions. So your wrists cock, uncock. They can move that way, there's two motions, and they can move this way, there's another two motions. You put them together, you can create circles. We want to take all that out today, out. We're going to do a drill which I like to call frozen wrists. So I'm going to get you into address position, or your wrist address position, and we're going to try and freeze that and keep that as solid as we can for the whole motion. Starting off with short shots onto fuller shots. So if I take my address position, I've got a 50-degree wedge here. We will move on to a longer club as we go. I take my address position, 50-degree wedge, and I'm just putting a little soft shot. Now what I want to do is I want to reduce all this wrist cock. All this wrist cock I want to reduce. I want to try and reduce any cupping and any bowing of that left wrist at the top. We want to try and rid that action, get rid of this. So yeah, it's probably going to feel quite wooden, but you can imagine if all these points go into your golf swing, or all these actions or wrist actions go into your swing, they have to come out at some point to get back into a pure alignment at impact. Now taking them out in the first place, or reducing the amount of impact they will have on your swing, will create a better impact position for you. Address position. Now I want to put my hands into an impact position. So I'm going to take my address position, my right hand or my right forearm, I'm going to try and get a little bit lower. So there's address, I'm going to try and get a little bit lower, my left hand a little bit higher, and my left wrist from address there will become a little bit flatter. So that is now impact position, and that's where I'm going to start. I want to freeze the wrists there. Once the wrists are frozen there, my grip pressure is still quite light. My forearms are still nice and loose, my shoulders are still relaxed, but my wrists are in that frozen position. Address position, impact, there we go. Then from there I just want to take some short shots. Just some little short shots to feel that motion and try and reduce the amount of wrist bend, wrist hinge, wrist turn that we have altogether. So there's impact, so it's just a short shot, address, sorry. There's impact, and we're just going back and through, keeping the wrists nice and passive, nice frozen wrists. And you'll feel how strong and consistent you can be. You'll feel how tight the golf swing becomes. And the byproduct of that, address, impact, the byproduct of that is the body starts to overtake. it becomes much more rotational. Instead of handsy and armsy and flimsy and waggly, it becomes rotational, led better, telling fallow to hold off a bit more. That's the sensation, the feeling I'm getting. Again, address position into impact. Just a little short shot, I'm only hitting these maybe 50 yards or so. I mean, they're all, the group in there is very good. Now that's only 3 shots, but I can already feel the consistency I'm getting. I can feel the strength within my golf swing, the rotation within my golf swing. It just feels more together. So the next move is now to increase slightly. So again, same club, address position, into impact, the wrists are frozen. Now from there I'm going to go a little bit further back and further through, but I'm not trying to create this, what we call this L shape at the top, which people refer to as lag. That's not lag. Do you know what lag is? There'll be another video coming for this soon. Lag is the club head being stretched behind the grip. So the bend in the shaft, the club head staying behind the grip is lag. The L shape's not lag, it's just an alignment. But without that alignment, it's hard to create lag. I want to reduce that this time though. I want to get into my impact position, there with the wrist, nice frozen wrists, up to there. Normally I would probably be here, left wrist a little bit cupped. That's me, left cupped, pulled into me to create the L shape, but today I'm keeping out there, and you'll be surprised at how quick you can make good solid golf contact and how you can control and have a more powerful swing from reducing what the wrists do. Here we go, so address into impact, turning further back, further through, it's much more rotational. Brilliant, I felt like Zach Johnson there. There, through. Keeping the wrists out of the game. Do one more with this club, then we'll change club. So address position, into impact position, wrists are frozen. All the way to the top, wrists are frozen. And all the way through, wrists are frozen. Good again. So I'm now going to move on to 7-iron. I'm going to again start with some shorter motions and then increase as I go. But as I'm doing this, I'm starting to realise that how little wrist action is actually required within the golf swing. We don't need to be floppy, we don't need to try and create that lovely lag position or the image of a lag position with the L shape. We just need to quieten the wrist down for purer, stronger, more consistent ball strike. So here we go, 7-iron. Address position, 7-iron. Good. Impact. There. So it's just my wrists I put in impact position. I'm going to freeze them, short back, short through, keep the wrists nice and frozen. It just seems so simple. It just seems very, very easy to do. I'm going to increase this one a little bit more because confidence is high. Confidence is high. Address position, impact wrists, there we go. Frozen to impact wrists. A little bit further back, further through, keeping the L shape away, or quieting the wrists, keeping them frozen. I mean, that's good, that's got a draw. I'm going to try and go a little bit further here. Again, trying to keep this out the game, trying to get more out there, keeping the wrists quieter. Address, impact. Oh, that's good again. Starting to get this. It's amazing how I'm actually starting to learn now that how little wrist action can still create such a powerful golf swing. Let's take a practice swing on this one. Impact. I mean, that is good. We'll have a little look down the line, see if I've taken out that cupping of my left wrist that I normally have. So I still have my 7-iron in hand. Address position. Impact wrists, frozen wrists. Keeping those wrists frozen. That's absolutely fantastic. I think, or I can feel, oh look. Do you remember the last video? I'll leave a link below. I certainly feel now, with my frozen impact wrists, that the top of my swing, my left arm or my left wrist is much more in line with my left arm. Back of the hand at the top is much more a straight line down here and less cupping. I've got a tendency to cup and therefore put in too much cock, but now I feel as though I've managed to, sorry I'm looking at this screen, I feel as though I've gone from there, let's do that, I've gone from there to here, which has reduced the L shape and much straighter lines down there. Just feels more powerful as well because it's the body that's turning. Address position, into impact, turning. Frozen wrists. Again, exactly the same ball flight as last time. As I say, to start the drill, address position, into impact, frozen wrists from there, so you've got impact wrists, frozen wrists, and just short ones to start with, and you'll feel the motion. How little the wrists can work to make your swing more powerful. So the wrists being able to move in 4 directions just shows you that we do not need to use all 4 of those directions. We can quite easily, we can take all that motion out. I'm not saying that it definitely has to all be taken out, but it's interesting if you guys can go out there and try that. Go and try and play golf taking that motion, that motion, that motion and that motion out. Try and reduce it as much as you can. It will still be there to some extent. I'm sure when I look back in this video, I'm not perfectly in that straight line I was talking about, but I certainly feel as though I'm closer to that. And my ball dispersion up there and ball flight and ball strike were much better because I've tried to reduce the moving parts. That is key in golf, reducing the moving parts. As mentioned, when I go down the line in the range and I see all these funny actions, they all have to be taken out to get back into an inline position impact. From left shoulder, down the back of left wrist, down to the sweet spot of that golf club. Now that's hard to do when at the top of your swing you're doing this. Guys, thank you very much. Please consider subscribing to my channel. I give content out like this every week. Also hit the little bell notification so you don't miss that content. And hit the thumbs up button. That shares it round YouTube. It's important. Bye.